Good morning, everyone. So today is Saturday and it is a very exciting day. So I haven't mentioned these plans. Please ignore the lighting, by the way. It's, you know, early in the morning. It's like 7:23. And I haven't explained these plans yet because I wanted to wait until the day of. I'm really excited. So back in, early July, I won a competition. You can't even see me. I won a competition. I think the Instagram account was called Daisy Green London, I believe. And it was for something really, really exciting that I had been wanting to do for a while. I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, like even if we don't win, we have to go and do this. So we won a competition for afternoon tea for 4 people at the National Portrait Gallery, but it's not just any afternoon tea. It is a breakfast at Tiffany's inspired afternoon tea. If you know me, you know that is everything. I have to say, I've tried watching the movie a couple times. I'm not a big fan of like old movies like that. I kind of feel like they drag on and I just get bored a bit, but I love Audrey Hepburn as a person. I love her as a fashion icon. And so I'm very, very excited for this. And again, all of the little like desserts on the top tier are inspired by the movie. So you've got a blue Tiffany's box, you've got sunglasses, you've got a lipstick, you've got a little macaroon with like pearls. It's really, really cute. I am so excited for this. And we're going to London. So Tom and I, hello baby. Hi. We tend to go to London like once a year. And so this is our yearly trip, but we are not taking the bus. Normally when we go to London, we go for the airport. But this time, because we're going for the day, we figured we wanted to make the most of our time there, and we didn't want to have to wake up extremely early. So we woke up at 5:45, and we are going to be getting the train, which is something that we both have never done together. I have never taken the train at all. So I'm really excited to just see what it's like. I don't know what it'll be like. Hopefully the views will be nice. But either way, it's gonna be really great. And the train gets us there in half the time. So we figured it was definitely worth doing. Even though it costs a bit more money, it was definitely worth doing. So the bus would have gotten us there in like 3 hours, and the train gets us there in 1 hour and 20 minutes. So that's what we're doing. We are heading to the train station now. I am just so excited. So I can't wait to take you along on this day. I am gonna have to be very careful about filming. London, you know, is a big city. Like any other big city, it can be intimidating, lots of people, and sometimes sketchy people. So I want to be careful with my camera and my phone. So I may not vlog a whole lot outside unless we're in a quiet area, but I will definitely vlog indoors. We're gonna go to the National Portrait Gallery. I think it's free to enter there. So we're gonna walk around, see what we can see, and then have our afternoon tea. But we're gonna try and do other things as well in the day. I'm not sure what, but we will find out. And as I said, the competition's for 4 people, and we're actually meeting a couple of Tom's cousins in London. So I am really, really excited. We are gonna get into London Paddington today on the early side, which is great. So yeah, come along with us. Are you excited, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be so fun. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now because you can barely see me. But yeah, really excited, and let's get going. Okay, so we are home. Today is Monday, so it's been a couple days since we were in London, but I just had to kind of finish off this part of the video by talking about it because it was such a perfect day out. Oh my goodness. So I'll start by saying we woke up on the earlier side, as I said, and the train was actually great. Like, I loved the fact that we could do that because, again, it got us there so much faster, and it just didn't feel like we were constantly traveling. We got there so quick that I was like, gosh, we're already here. We met up with one of Tom's cousins and at the train station, and so the three of us were hanging out for a while. We went over to Buckingham Palace just to kind of go to more of a touristy spot, but we walked along, I think it's St. James's Park, and we walked along there. It was just such a quiet, more peaceful part of London before we got to the palace where it got a bit busier, but it was just so lovely. Yeah, after the train station we took the tube to get to that area, and it was just, again, so quick and efficient. Like, I've been to New York a few times in my life. I grew up, you know, in Connecticut, so right next to New York, but I've been to New York a few times. It's been over 10 years since I've been back, so to have like a whole subway system, I really forgot how efficient and effortless it all runs. It was so really nice. I wish that was more of a thing just throughout the US, and just, I don't know, it was really nice to be able to just hop right on, get to where you need to be, and you're right there. It was great. I don't know why I was so amazed by it. And the Elizabeth line we took as well at one point, and it was the newest line, I believe. It was great. It was clean, really quick and easy, and I just loved it. But anyway, that was the tube. But yeah, so we were at Buckingham Palace. We got lots of photos. And after that, we walked over to a cafe. I believe it was called like the English Rose or something, not far from that area. So we walked there, and we thought we might as well eat something because afternoon tea was at 2:15 and we were all a little hungry. But we didn't want to order anything major, so we all ordered a ham and cheese croissant just to kind of fill us up a little bit. And it was a really cute cafe. One of Tom's cousins recommended it, but we had to meet with her later on. So yeah, so the three of us had our little croissant, and we just caught up, which was really nice. And then I'm trying to think, after that I think we headed back to Trafalgar Square, which is kind of where we started the day. Because that's where the National Portrait Gallery is. So yeah, it's that big building right in the square, but we headed toward the back, which is where the Portrait Gallery is. And that's where we walked around for like about an hour and a half maybe. So overwhelming in there. There are so many portraits from like the beginning of, I forget what like year it was, but a long time ago, obviously up to modern times. And so it was recommended that we start obviously at the oldest portraits and work our way to the more modern ones, but we didn't have time. Like, there was so much in there, and I do recommend you see it. It is free to visit, but they do encourage donations, so we donated. But we definitely recommend visiting. It was just so interesting to see all of the portraits, and it was hard to know what to include, so I'm probably not going to include every single clip I got from that because I don't know if that's interesting to anyone watching because they're like, I can't read that, I don't know who that is. But it was very cool to see in person, so I definitely recommend that you go if you're in London. Again, it's a free experience, so why not? So yeah, we did that, and then it was time to head to Larry's, which was downstairs in the museum, and it's their bar, and that's where we met Tom's other cousins, so the four of us were all reunited. And thankfully, they knew who we were because I mentioned that we won the competition for the breakfast at Audrey's afternoon tea. I have to double check the dates, by the way, because this is not something they're doing all the time. I believe it started in July and it's going to end in September. So yeah, thankfully they knew who we were. We came in, they took us to our table, and it was such a nice experience. I will say I don't think it was like the absolute best afternoon tea I've ever had, but it was a free competition win. It was quite the experience, and the fact that it was breakfast at Tiffany's inspired, I really loved. So again, I love Audrey Hepburn. Again, I didn't watch the movie. I have tried watching it a couple times. It's just, I can't get into older movies like that, but I loved the kind of, again, the theme of it all. And I love Audrey, so it was perfect. We sat down and we ordered one normal afternoon tea, like it was still the Audrey Hepburn one, but a normal one and a vegetarian one, just to have some variety. So we did that. We also got again, champagne included, but Tom and I and one of his cousins decided to go for a non-alcoholic champagne. It was kind of strange tasting, but it was okay. I still felt like it tasted like alcohol, but it was fine. So we all got that. We also ordered our teas. I was tempted by an English breakfast just because, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this one. But I actually tried the white peony tea, which was delicious. It said it had kind of flavors of melon and honey, and it was amazing. Like, I want to buy that kind of tea. I don't know where I can buy it, but it was delicious. I will say, I wish that it was a loose leaf tea. I think they said that it was going to be on the menu, but actually it was in a bag. And I will say, like, when you go for afternoon tea, it's kind of a luxurious experience. It's like nicer to have a loose leaf tea because it doesn't feel so every day. When you have tea at home, you of course use tea bags most of the time. So it would have been nice, but I can't complain. It was a free competition win. But the tea was really delicious. Tom and I had, I forget what he had, but an oolong tea, and his cousins just had regular English breakfast tea. And so the afternoon tea was really interesting. I'd say it was the most unique afternoon tea I've ever had. It wasn't the most traditional, but again, so nice to try something different, because I will say I think a traditional afternoon tea is kind of ideal, but when you do get the chance to try something different, it's really great. So this was our second themed afternoon tea that we've done together. The first one was at the Royal Crescent Hotel in Bath. I surprised Tom last Christmas, if you remember, with the festive afternoon tea. So it was all Christmassy themed, and now this one was breakfast at Tiffany's themed. So yeah, it was really great. We started off with the sandwiches. I could not tell you what was in them because I literally don't really know. The guy explained everything to us, but there was so much food that by the time he finished, I was like, what did he just say? So we just ate everything and just were like, okay, that tasted fishy. That tasted like this. But the sandwiches were good. They weren't my favorite. I think there was some caviar on something, so that was interesting because I don't think I've ever tried caviar before. And we just shared everything. So the sandwiches were all right. Then we had the savories, which were also just okay in my opinion. Again, I could not tell you what they were. One was like a little meat pie. There was something with salmon, something with beets for the vegetarian one, a little kind of like sausage roll type thing. They were all little savory things, and they were all right. And then we moved on to the scones, which I love a scone. They had fruit and plain. I like a plain scone, so I had the plain ones, and they were delicious. The jam was phenomenal. I don't know if it was a raspberry jam, but it was delicious. Cream with that, obviously, perfect combination. And then the desserts were obviously the best part because that was more themed toward breakfast at Tiffany's. So the desserts were really, really good. I don't think anyone was blown away by them though. So we started off with the Blue Tiffany's box, which was a Mars bar cheesecake. It almost tasted a little florally, which I think might have been the chocolate coating on the outside, but it was still really good. Then we had the sunglasses, which was just, I don't know if it was dark chocolate or regular chocolate, like milk chocolate, but they were just some chocolate sunglasses, which were really cute. You had a little black purse that was a chocolate mousse on the inside. We had a lipstick, which was really odd. I think it looked cool, but it didn't quite work very well. So it was plastic, so we couldn't eat the outer part, but then you twist it up and it's like this raspberry, not mousse, I don't know how you'd even describe it. It was almost like a paste, which doesn't sound very nice. And I have a hilarious like memory of it where it was only a couple days ago, but it's a funny memory that I think will last a while. We put up the lipstick, like we twisted it up, and it just kind of went like this. And it was strange, but again, it looked cute. So that was that. And then there was another dessert. I'm trying to think of what it was. So the last dessert was actually I say macaroon, but I think it's macaron, technically. And it was pink and it had these edible pearls on the outside. I loved that. It was so pretty. And it had more like a frosting in the middle rather than what is normally in a macaron, but it was really, really good. There was almost like a jam center to it that was delicious. So the macaron was my favorite, but the Tiffany's box was really cute and the mousse purse thing was really cute. I think Tom said that, and I kind of agree, that I think the look of everything was probably what they put most effort into rather than the taste of some of the things. Again, it was delicious and still really good, but I wouldn't say it was my favorite afternoon tea ever. But it was still great. Again, we won it, so like you can't complain. And it was for 4 people, so we didn't pay anything. Again, it was amazing. So yeah, definitely recommend it. Especially if you're an Audrey Hepburn or Breakfast at Tiffany's fan, you don't have much time left to go do it. So definitely go do it. The bar, Larry's, is also really cool. It's really retro. I loved the whole vibe in there. We sat in more of an area where there was some natural light coming from above us, so that was nice. But even if you don't sit there, it's really cool. And again, retro and very, very nice. So Could not recommend that whole experience more. It was such a great competition to win. After that, we really didn't do a whole lot else. We just kind of spent some time walking over to, yeah, Covent Garden, I forgot. We walked over to Covent Garden. They had a really cute cloud like installation up. That again, if you're in London, I don't know how long that'll be up, but it's really cute. They were like these little clouds with smiley faces on them. I think I got a clip. And definitely check out my main account, which is Amanda Patchy on Instagram. I put more of my personal content on there and more fashion and beauty on the Elegant Edit. But yeah, definitely if you want to see more photos from that day and that experience, check out my main page. They should be up by then because I'm thinking of posting very soon. But yeah, so we went to Covent Garden, just kind of sat there, or like stood there for a few minutes looking at the clouds. We got pictures, and there was also kind of this musical group down below that were playing music, and it was really interesting and different. So we saw that, and then we just spent more time walking back over to the Tube because we were going to head back to the train station. It was almost time for us to go. So we get to the train station, and again, everything is just so effortless and smooth, although our train was canceled. So thankfully Tom's cousin checked, because we were all going to sit down, because at the train station they've got shops and cafes and just, again, ways to kind of kill time while you're waiting on your train. So the four of us were going to wait and have a drink, and then thankfully Tom's cousin checked because she told us that our train was canceled, and we were like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know why I didn't even think that could happen, but it did. But it wasn't a problem because they told us we can use our tickets on either a 6 o'clock train or 7 o'clock. Our original train was going to be 6:30. So we just chose to leave earlier because it was going to work out better with our plans to get home. So unfortunately we had to say a quick goodbye to them, but it was so nice to catch up with them. I had such a fun day of laughter. We had beautiful, beautiful weather. Like we got so lucky because it's the kind of thing we had to plan in advance. We couldn't just book it the same day and go to London. So the fact that we had to book it in advance and we were hoping for good weather, it just could not have been a more perfect day. So yeah, we got the 6 o'clock train back home, and then yeah, that was it. We drove home, and I just had such an amazing day. Like I was so happy. I was in my element. I love London. I really do. Like I couldn't live there. I definitely love being in the countryside where it's quiet, but I do love London. I love being in the hustle and bustle for a day or two. After that, I'm like, okay, take me home. But it was so, so nice. I love seeing everyone out, enjoying the sunshine, sitting outdoors to eat and have drinks, and it was just so, so nice. So I love London. It was a great day out and nice to catch up with family as well. And lastly, I just want to say, I want to show you what I wore because I didn't get a chance to show you. So I was trying to think about what to wear for this day trip to London, and I was struggling because when you go to a big city like that, you want to be comfortable because you're going to be doing lots of walking most likely, but I still want to look nice because it's London. I don't want to go up show up looking like a slob, and I love fashion anyway. So I recently found this dress on Mango. So it is a very simple black dress. Like it looks right now, looking at it like this, you're like, why is that anything fancy or special? And it's really not. But I think the reason I love it so, so much is the little details, and it was so, so comfortable. So I believe this dress is a cotton blend fabric. I will find out. I cut the tag out of it already. But it is a cotton blend dress, or at least I think it was maybe mostly cotton. So super breathable and comfortable for summertime because it was a warm day. It's got this twist detail on the waist, which makes it really flattering. But what I like about this dress too is that it wasn't like a bodycon tight fitting dress, because I don't always love those. It was still fitted, but like loose enough to where you were really comfortable. I don't know how else to explain it. And then on the back at the bottom there is a little slit, which is really nice. It makes it much easier to walk in a dress like this than one that is just doesn't have a slit, because then you kind of have to stretch it a little bit just to walk comfortably. It's also sleeveless, but it's got, you know, thicker like straps up top, and it's high neck, which I love. I just think that always looks really elegant. So I wanted to kind of give Audrey Hepburn vibes by wearing a black dress that was still elegant, but again, something comfortable. So I wore this with my white Stan Smith Adidas sneakers, which was just the perfect combination. And I wore this bag. So I will link this and the dress and anything I can below, but this bag is by a brand called Travelon. It's a crossbody bag, but what's great about it is that it actually has these little kind of locks, if you will. on the zippers, and so it's meant to protect your things. And when you're in a city like London or anywhere touristy where like pickpockets and things like that, people can steal things from you very easily, a bag like this is essential. I love that it's got the little side pockets for your water bottle, because I carry water with me everywhere. And again, it's just, there's extra protection for all of your things. There are extra flaps and little locks on the zippers that help you to keep things secure. So I definitely recommend buying that bag. Mine's in the navy, but it comes in black and maybe another color. I wanted black, but they didn't have it, so I got navy, and it just worked really well. Again, it's not the prettiest or cutest bag ever, but on a day like that, it actually holds a lot. So it was really worth carrying for me, and I loved it. So yeah, that is what I wore. And my jewelry was, I wore my Fossil Raquel watch, the gold one, and I also wore my Nice Cream London brown sparkle sienna earrings. Love those. I wanted to keep jewelry quite minimal, but yeah, so I will link anything I can below. But yeah, I just love that dress. I'm thinking of filming a fashion video in relation to that dress, so if that's not up already, then it probably won't be, but keep an eye on my channel for that video upcoming. And I think that's all I was going to say, but it was such a nice time. I'm so glad I got to film some of our day for you, but I tried to be in the moment as well, and it was just so fun. So yeah, great day in London, great day with family and catching up. And yeah, the train, everything was really smooth and efficient. Again, even with the cancellation, we got home in great time and there was no issue at all. So that was that. But I will continue with this vlog in the coming days. I'll see how long it is. I think I've already started editing it, and it's not long, but I'm not sure what else I'll be able to include in the video now, but it was worth it. So I'll get going, leave it at that for now, and I'll catch up soon. Hi again, it's me. I wanted to actually finish the video here because I realized how long it was. But this was such a fun vlog. I honestly had such an amazing day in London. It was so fun, but I'm gonna stop talking. So yeah, I just wanted to say the video is now over, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.